Awesome. Thanks so much. And thank you, VSUM team. Really excited to be showing this to you today. So I'm Brian, one of the co-founders, and we're just going to dive right into the product. So this is what you would see if you went and signed up for our free account. So a few things to mention here. Everything has been dog fooded and built on our APIs and SDKs. So really anything you see here, you could build yourself, just leveraging the APIs. And if you wanted to use our Terraform module, that's cool too. So use our portal, don't use it, we don't care. So let's just jump right in. Again, yeah, we are a tokenization and encryption tool for the internet. And really our dream is to secure a big percentage of the world's data at rest. And we want a really developer first way to do that. So I'm just going to do a quick run through of the entire product, and then would love to dive into details in the breakout session. So the first thing here is the concepts of tenancy. So we give you the ability to, whether it's test data in prod, or you need to break it up by your sub customers, or it's geo specific, you can break up your data by tenants. And then I'm going to go ahead and create an application. So let's go ahead and do a VSUM demo app. And so we have different application types depending on your job to be done. So if you want to take in data, obviously debit or credit cards, but also bank account data or other PII like driver's licenses, social security numbers that you want to take in, you need to use, but you don't ever want to touch, you can use our elements. I'm going to go ahead and do just a server to server application. I'm going to give myself full CRUD rights so I can kind of show you everything. And here you can start to see where we help you stay compliant. Obviously, there's no decrypt card ability to decrypt card data unless we get your PCI level 1 attestation. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself full rights, and we're going to go ahead and create an app. So I'm just going to copy that key and then go over to the sandbox. So this is just showing you how, again, you're getting data into our system, and then I'll show you in a minute how you use it. So let's jump over to the sandbox. I'm going to put that API key in here. So, okay, so a couple, and this was something that our team built to really just showcase all the various ways you can use our product. So the first one I'm going to show is just a very simple string. So really anything that you can serialize, you can tokenize. If it's a string, a bool, a document, obviously card information, bank account information, and then you always get the same 5 fields back. So here you've got your token, your tenant ID, the type of token, that'll be important. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Who created it, and then the ISO timestamp, and then if there's any child tokens attached to that token. So again, very simple example, and really we've got folks that are starting to use this to tokenize anything. Some prop tech companies, some other companies that say, hey, we're holding all this PII and documents that we need to use, but we don't want to store unencrypted. So that's a great option for that. The second one, a similar but different example, is PII data. So I'm just going to do a really simple example here. And then here, if I hit the tokenize button here to create a token, that would be like you saying, hey, we've done our due diligence. We've seen your PCI and SOC 2 and all those documents. So basis theory, we trust you with how you're storing that data, how you're encrypting it, and then just hand us your basis theory token. We also give the option for you to roll your own key pair. So in this example, you're saying, hey, we love the infrastructure that basis theory has created. We like the reactors that you have to offer, that we can use data to exchange with other partners. I'll show you that in a minute. But we have certain policies where we want to roll our own keys. That's fine. You roll your own key pair. And so in this example, the only thing basis theory is ever going to see is your token. There's no way then for us to really decrypt your data, even if we wanted to. Only you with the private key would actually be able to pull in that PII. So then moving on to some of our more defined examples. So this would be an example of if you wanted us to store card data on your behalf. So in this example, we're going to do just tokenize a card. And so in this example, again, very similar, both the request and the response bodies look really similar or exactly similar to that above, trying to reduce or eliminate all of your boilerplate code. But here you've got where the proper data is masked, keeping you in PCI scope. It also tells you that this is a card. And then we also give you the ability to fingerprint the data, so you can do things like dedupes, make sure you don't have the same card in your system multiple times. and you can do all that without having to decrypt the data. And we also allow you to attach metadata, non-sensitive data to that. So it really gives you a lot of optionality if you're for your own analysis or looking up stuff for your customers. And the same for bank account data as well. So I can do, let's see, 2-1. And then I'll tokenize that and get, again, routing number is not sensitive, account number is, and then we give you the same ability to fingerprint, et cetera, on those tokens. So that's essentially how you get data into our system, and then we hand you a token back. Now, like, so what do you do with that, and how do I exchange that data with other partners in the ecosystem? Of course, that's going to make me log back in. Lovely live demos. All right, so we have what we call reactors. And so a reactor is essentially like a pre-built template, a serverless function that you can run in our system. So we have several of these that are pre-built. Like if I go to the Stripe reactor, this is really just Stripe code using their SDK that allows you to get up and running simply. So you're saying, hey, we're going to use the basis theory elements. We're going to ingest the card because we want to make sure we always have access to that raw pan. But we love Stripe. They're an amazing company with great tools. We're going to use Stripe there, so then we can create a Stripe token. I'll show you a soup to nuts example of that in a minute. You can also, so the only thing you won't see on our website, and some folks, we'd love to talk to you about this, we can also give you the ability to create private reactors. So if you say we have an integration that either we don't want public, we don't want people to see, or there's some unique things of that integration that is really unique to us, that is special to us, we can give you the ability to create the serverless function that's private. You use your own GitHub repo, you do your own testing, but you're using this serverless function where then you can take advantage of our tokenization infrastructure. So I've already showed you the sandbox reactors. Obviously, we'd love for you to check out the docs. We have a whole host of user guides and documentation. And then I'm going to jump into and kind of show you like a so what. So a relatively simplistic example, but I think does a good job of getting the point across. So this is a, I'm putting a card, essentially I'm putting a card in. So this is a user has used our elements, handed a raw card, and then you get a basis theory token back. So then, okay, well, I actually want to process with Stripe, or I want to process with Braintree, or I want to do analysis. I actually want to get bin information, in this case from Parrot, to do that bin analysis. We give you the ability to do all that without ever actually having to touch the underlying data. So here I created a real Stripe token, a real Braintree token, and I actually went and ran a bin analysis, so I can say, hey, is this a debit card? Is this a credit card? Should I be looking at some other processors that could maybe lower my cost or increase my acceptance rates? And I can do all that without ever touching the underlying data. So that's it in a nutshell. You know, we would love to talk about if you've got a product where we can include you as a reactor, please reach out. And that's it. Thanks so much.